Oh, it says it's live
Okay.
now. Mm-hmm.
Okay. So yeah, Linda, welcome to this opportunity to talk a little bit about Familia Feliz and our principal rules and all the questions you have gathered in the last time. I really appreciate this opportunity to be forced to talk again and to reply to strong questions, because we can learn from this all the time. So every strong question, every remark, everything of this is highly welcome.
Great. Thank you for like talking, bringing this subject even into our life, because I know one thing, for me, I have like a lot of creative ability, and I really don't, because here, you know, you need a full-time job to support a family and everything else. And here you can't really do that. You know, it would be really hard to get a break enough to support a family off. But to know, for an opportunity to be able to share some of my creative ability with other people, just to have other people, you know, like when you're a kid, it's okay to just paint a picture and give it to your mom and enjoy it for yourself. But I'm always thinking of ways to try and like do some creative things to share with other people, you know. So as I was looking at all the art surprise information, I was like, oh my gosh, this is such a great idea, you know, to be able to share and have someone feel happy and appreciate this thing that you do, you know, from your heart, from your creativity, you know. So I was like, started feeling really excited when I was reading about that on the website.
Okay, so last time you said you already read a few times this Carta.
Yes.
So maybe we just jump into some questions, and then we look where it leads.
Okay. So I feel like as we were reading it, my mom, this was the first, when I printed it out, this was the first time she had read it.
Yeah.
Also, just I guess, how would we, being across the ocean from you guys, how would we fit in? How and where would we fit into this? Into Family Feliz, like as in terms of looking at this charter.
Like, for example, we already live, and we have lived for a long time, in like a communal living situation, and we already do the possession ownership thing that's in the charter. That's how we get along. We've been doing it for decades. So I feel like you got a ready-made unit, but how would we include ourselves into the whole artwork thing and everything? Like, that's where I start getting not understanding.
Okay, so let's come from the principles to the details. First of all, this is our final draft. It means it was created by more than 50 people online in half a year of discussion, forth and backwards, new versions, talking about sentence, talking about words, talking about meanings. So it is the organic product of swarm intelligence in a way, and much more than only what was contributed by the founders at this time. So one thing, it could be just a useful tool for yourself to define something like this, without using the word Familiafeliz and without being touched by any form of joining this or not. It could be just something which makes it a little bit more easy for you to develop your own paper, because our experience was it makes life a little bit easier if you have such a paper. And if somebody asks, for me as a person, if I would like to join this, what does it mean? Do you have something? Can I read something? So this is one option. The second option is, if you really want to join this principal idea, and the principal idea is what Linda was saying in the beginning. I like to share. I like to combine my energy with other people. I like these social implications. So if you really want to join this as an option to be part of a network, maybe growing with more and more groups all over the world, would be nice. In this case, the primary step is to accept the preamble, the first part, number 1.1 to number 1.5. If you accept this, we see you as a similar structure like we are, and you are totally independent from the rest. So whatever is written in the following part of this basic rule set, this is just rules which we agreed in. You can change it. You can use the same. You can add something. You can erase something. But all this would not mean that you are not part of this movement. It would mean only that you create your own group. So one option is to use it, cut and paste and change, do whatever you want. We appreciate. Second, you join this movement as a new group. You accept the first part and you define your second part by yourself. Maybe you see something which are not clear for you, or which you might change because you have another life experience. You are coming from another continent, and maybe we can talk in the same language, but there might be a lot of differences in seeing the world and experiencing the world. So maybe you want to change this, and you try to create your own group. And the last possible thing also is to join an existing group. Actually, we have only one group, ARTSURPRISE. This is our group. And if you want to join this group, you have to accept the second part also. So this is the general way to join this.
Well, I think the preamble, this part, yeah, I mean, that's great. Like, we couldn't really find anything complicated about that part, you know, kind of just sharing, and, you know, it's kind of like how we function already. That's how we've been able to live in like multi-generational units for so long.
And at this point, like my daughter, who's not able to be here today, she's a professional dancer, and she's really involved in the professional artist community in San Diego, visual artists, photographers, dancers, all kinds of filmmakers, everything. They do all of that, her and her significant other there. So we could really see, and there's other people besides them now already interested in what we're doing.
Yeah.
Like people are being,
because when we just talk
attracted
about
to
it, like,
Yeah.
oh my gosh, look at this, listen to this that's just coming into my life, and you know, and what I'm looking at, and because they're like artists also. And then also my brother, he went to he has 2 college degrees, like in photography and art and everything like that. So it's like this stuff like we're doing, but you know, I think that even more people besides us that we personally know would be interested in the idea of sharing our creativity with others, you know, like, and putting it into the world, you know. So I think that first part is really good.
Let's just say, because not really knowing who else we'd be dragging along with us, we don't really know which way we would go, whether we'd want to join your group or be our own independent one. But if we wanted to join the LDROC group, like tell me about the tiny artwork.
Oh yeah, the art surprise.
Yeah.
So that so I guess that's what is the,
like, what do we do?
What is the art surprise? What exactly? Because we saw what we saw of it, but what are the fine details, I guess, about that, and how would that go, like, for us? How would
we be contributing to your group? Yeah.
Okay, so for maybe audience listening this or later on trying to understand what we are talking about, just let me explain a little bit. So Art Surprise is a project of an artist. This artist is part of Familiafeliz. Till now, Art Surprise is not working unit. Could be, but it is not till now. So it is just an art project of one artist in Europe. And it's joined by nearly 200, 250 artists from all over the world. I imagine there are also 1 or 2 from the States, but sure more than 20 from Latin America and from other continents as well. So Art Surprise is something like a Trojan horse. I'm an artist, and in this project I mount second-hand refurbished tobacco vending machines in art spaces like museums and galleries and exhibition spaces.
Yeah.
And I invite artists to use this Trojan horse to charge it with their messages. Their message is coming out of a little box, the size of a tobacco box. Inside is a unique piece of art, and the rest of the space inside the box is totally free for the artist to use this vehicle to transport what he wants to have transported. So it is something like a giveaway to route the attention to the website of the artist, to an email, try to interact with the buyer of the box. The general idea of this is not to make money, because these few euros for a box doesn't make living for most of the artists. Maybe in Latin America it's a little bit different. They are quite happy with what they get out of this. But in other countries it is not enough. But it is an entrance, even for an American artist living in San Diego or wherever. It's not so easy to make a travel to Europe and try to find spaces to exhibit, to contact people. to get in touch with the local European art market. And if some of these artists decide to join this project, they slip into a logistical system which deliver the message to all these places. So this is the advantage. And the idea from my side, because it's a social sculpture, from my side is I want to use this Trojan horse to give artists access to art spaces. And what's better than making a kind of gift and deliver it into the hand of somebody who is willing to pay for art? Because everybody who receives a box out of the machine committed himself to pay for art. Even in a symbolic way, it is a strong commitment to art. And then the field is open for the artist. So if the artist is very clever and use this very, very positive attention in this moment of being surprised by something you don't know what comes out of the box. So the people are curious, they are smiling, they are triggered by doing this. And then it's up to the artist to route this attention to something useful for him. So later I can give some samples of how it's clever to be used. But in general, it is a way to distribute some information, some content from the artist to gather attention. And it's up to the artist. So I have some artists, they come around after 1 year or 2 years and they say, nothing happened. Nobody called me. I get no mail. Nobody's interested. I think it doesn't work. And other artists, they make really clever projects inside of this project. And the result is they get out of 100 boxes, 20, 30, 40 emails back, or they create projects in which they invite the buyer of the box to be active, to be part of the creation of a new artwork. So it's possible to use it in a clever way, but it's for sure up to the artist to think about this deeply. So this is Art Surprise, and it was created, born on the terrace from Familiafeliz in Spain, because we have a gallery here, and it's an artist residence also. So a lot of times we are sitting together and we are thinking how we can make contemporary art in contemporary times. And I think implementing knowledge from industry, from classical economical fields, from microeconomy, to implement these tools and strategies, and even the size of the box as something which applied to a norm, to a certain dimension. So the logistical implication makes things possible in the art market which were not possible for so-called normal artists like us. So this is the main reason for this project. But there is no real strong link between this project and Familiafeliz or El Drag. It's not necessary to be part of the community to participate in this project. And it's not necessary to participate in the project if somebody is interested in the community.
Okay.
I think it was just a coincidence that we are both interested in community and we are both interested in creative things.
Right.
But
yeah,
it's live. So.
We're interested in both of the things.
Yeah. yeah, you can even you can understand a lot about Familiafeliz if you jump deeper into this design of this project ARTSURPRISE. Also, if you jump into the project ARTSURPRISE, you can learn something about the way how to work inside of the community, especially related to money, to economy, to trust, and to transparency, for example.
Mm-hmm.
So how would we participate in the ARTSURPRISE machine? Like, how would we create them and have them end up into a machine? What's the process of that look like?
Okay. We have different levels in this project. One level is to be just an artist, trying to use the network of existing machines. This implies that in some way the artwork has to arrive to my office. It has to be accepted as a new series. It will published under a given condition, and it will be distributed. In the past, I had a list of this series. I was not able to buy all these machines, to refurbish them, to move them to all the places in different countries in Europe. I was not able to buy all the materials, the labels, and doing all this work because I'm just an artist and not a very rich investor. So I promised the artist to pay them first in, first out. And I'm still, after 9 years, in front of a little mountain to pay them. So I changed a little bit the rules because I don't want to confuse anybody. And for sure, I don't want to give food to the idea that we sell the art, but we don't deliver the money. Most of the artists were not aware about how many times it would take to sell 100 or 120 artworks in different places. Even there are some machines, they were stolen or damaged. Money was stolen from the machines, or the entire machine was stolen. So we experienced everything what is maybe normal in the tobacco industry, but we didn't thought it would be part of our project. Anyway, so what I do now is I have different opportunities for the artists to contribute to this project, and the most easiest ways to deliver this is in the field of photography or digital artwork. I can receive a file and a paper which gives me the license to copy, and I can do the technical work. I can prepare the boxes, and I can transfer the money to the artist related to this. So this is a very easy way in the field of photography and digital art. In case of the artists from Latin America, we choose drawings, and they prepared an envelope with the artworks from all the artists, and they sent it via postal service, UPS or whatever. And it arrived, and this is another way for physical artwork. There is another option, and especially because I'm talking with America, this option would be absolutely great for me. The option is, and this is something I would like to develop in the future anyway with other countries. I'm searching for artists who want to take care of a machine or some machines in their region. And this opened this project for a totally different opportunity. The opportunity is that the local artists in San Diego could use such a machine. They could produce for this project. If they agree in the same size of this tobacco box, we have the opportunity just to exchange the work. This means nobody has to pay the other side. There are just some boxes moving to America and some boxes moving to Europe, and that's it. But in this case, for the local artists in San Diego, it would mean that they are embedded in a growing project. Their art is mixed with art from European artists. I think it makes it more interesting for the local art market in San Diego to participate in such a project, because who else has access to 300 artists from all over the world on 1 square meter? And the other thing is, by exchanging the work instead of buying or selling, they also participate in all the places in Europe where we have already machines. So this, I think, is the future. And in this, you see that we are not really interested in making money with this.
Yeah.
Not from the point of the creator of the project ARTSURPRISE. I am one artist. I do artworks for this project, and I sell art because I contribute to this project. But I do this as an artist. From the point of the design of this project ARTSURPRISE, this Trojan horse of art, it is just that I want to expand the options for all of art. And I created it in a way that we have no competition. You push a button in the column of paintings or drawings or photography. The next box is coming out of the machine. You don't know which artist. You are just sure if you hit the button drawings, you get a drawing. If you hit the button photography, you get photography. But every artist has the same chance, and finally everything is sold. So this is a very big difference. If you are in some projects with other artists, a lot of times you are running into competition. It's quite complicated to socialize with creative people. It's not a lot of trust around. And in this case, it's absolutely transparent. So you can participate as one single artist, or 2 or 3 or 4 of you can do this under these conditions. We have 4 models. Depending on the model you choose, you get a different amount of money. The other way is we could search for some machines in America. You could get all support and all information what you need to design the machine in a proper way that it's connected to the European machines. And you charge the machine, and you refill the machine, and you produce for this machine. And we just exchange boxes that you don't have to pay with money. You pay just with some artworks in boxes, but these boxes are not given away for nothing. They will reach the machines, and therefore you have the opportunity, like all the other artists, to gather some attention in Europe. That's it.
Mm-hmm. I think that sounds great. I think at very minimum, we'd love to have some art shared in existing machines. And the point about doing the American machine, my sister and her boyfriend, that seems like something that they would probably be interested in, because you know how he's really smart and technical stuff and all that stuff.
We don't know.
So I'm gonna mention that to them, maybe share this video with them. Yeah, because I'll share the video with them. I think at this point, yeah, I think maybe my mom would love to be some artists featured in your boxes.
So I don't think we understood the series part of it.
Mm-hmm.
What do you mean by series?
Like he said series, because there's something about 120. Can we just read it on their website or something?
Yeah, I can explain. I can explain.
Okay.
It's in general, it's easy. So one challenge and one big motivation to make this project was to implement knowledge from logistic and microeconomy business into the art market, to look how it changed the artwork. The other big thing I wanted to see is how will art develop under these special circumstances of working in series. So you know Warhol, for example. He was the owner of a fab. He called it fab. He invited artists to make prints, not 1, 10, 100, a lot of days, really strong working processes, really clever organized. So we are working in series. I don't want, and I can't accept an artist to say, okay, I make 10 drawings, I have no idea how to make more. No, I want 120 originals. Okay. And I treat and push the artist to think about how it's possible to deliver 120 originals without exploiting me to the end. I can't work 50, 60, 70 hours in drawing. My hand goes crazy by this, and I don't earn money. It doesn't work. So how I can create in a smart, easy, very effective, efficient process 120 originals in a way that I can deliver. There's a relation between what I get from the market, what they pay me, and what I put into this product. And the other thing is, we have now 75 machines. We want to grow. If we have maybe end of the year or next year 100 machines, what does it mean? It means maximum 1 box will arrive in 1 space. So it's not a lot. If I have 10 artworks, where I should bring these artworks doesn't make sense. So to spread it, it's necessary to think in this process of more or less industrial fabrication of unique pieces of art. It sounds a little bit crazy, but if you talk with designers at this time. You hit the key. You hit the golden egg, however you call this. This is what everybody wants. Everybody actually wants to produce on a massive scale things which are coming out of this process as very unique, very individual products. And this is what we are doing as conceptual artists, as contemporary artists. We found ways, and we invent more and more ways to be able to produce 120 pieces, and they are all originals. So this is the reason for this number.
So 120 tiny little pieces of art. They'd all be the same size. Okay, because I can think of 120 things. I just didn't understand what I'd be doing.
Yeah.
Okay.
I show you 2 pieces, and I give you the story to this. Then you get an impression how it could work.
Okay. You need your charger. Where is it?
It's downstairs.
I know you keep saying that, but where? Got it.
Oh.
Uh-huh.
So these are.
It's a moon over a mountain.
Oh, there's the business card.
Oh, okay.
I got you. Exactly.
On the back side is a little bit information, but we have more. So let's explain this. I was invited to participate in a film festival in Marseille. It was about brothers Lumière, the first filmmakers on the world. They invented filmmaking. They made the first movies, and all these first movies were about a train coming into a train station. So very short films about the movement of the train, and when the train stopped and the passengers entered the train and they left the train. So these are the first films in the world, and there was a film festival to honor this family. Okay, I was invited to participate, and this was just when I started this project. So I was thinking how I can participate in the project and how I can produce something for my machines, because I have a lot of artists and they are really curious about this project, but they say, I have no idea what to put in such a box. How you can do this? 8 per 5 centimeters, it's nothing. I make big things. I don't know. So I decided, because this was ever my dream, to make a stop motion animation film. And I invited 36 people, nobody professional, in a gallery in Germany. And I invited them for a long weekend. They knew only that it was something about making a film, but no details. So imagine 36 people staying around in a room, and I explain what is the challenge. The challenge is to participate in this film festival with a 1-minute stop motion film about a train coming into a train station. I prepared the scenery before here in Spain. I prepared all the moving parts before. I moved everything of this into the gallery. I mounted and prepared computers, servers, light installation, everything. And I invited these people to organize themselves. So nobody was professional. And the result was, in 4 days, they produced 1 minute of film, exactly what was the thing which had to be done to participate in the festival. So finally, after 4 days, 1 week of pre and 2 weeks of post-production, we had 1 minute of film. It participated in the festival. It got a prize. It was shown in public space in the original area where the brothers Lumière showed and prepared their first film. So very successful for these 36 people. So everybody was happy, but especially I was happy because all the parts of the scenery, all the moving parts, there were just blocks of 8 by 5 centimeters. So I unmounted everything. I put this in boxes. I created 1,200 boxes for the project. And in euros, it's 6,000 euros. So for sure, in this alternative film festival in France, I was the best paid artist in the competition because I found a way to participate and to generate a product out of this project, which is sellable. And imagine, if you would go to such a machine, you would take a box and you would get a little piece of a film from Charlie Chaplin or a little piece of a film from Andy Warhol or whoever. You would be absolutely surprised. So the people have an original piece of this film. They have all the story I told you because there's an insert with the text. They see some photos. They have some links, and on YouTube they can look the original 1 minute produced by this 36 people. So this is how it works. You make 33 people happy in a social event. You participate in a festival to gather some attention, and you produce material for this project.
Okay.
Nice.
I guess that's what
To be, so now I guess asking more about the community. To be a part of Familiafeliz, we apply and then we would be like our own unit. How would we connect with the bigger Familiafeliz community being like far away? Like I think I kind of asked you, like, how do the group in Spain and the group in Germany like interact with each other, or how are you connected just besides being both under the same charter?
Yeah. Okay. So the history of Familiafeliz is that it's coming out of a group of people which already developed a strong personal, private relation, and it was more a reaction to what happened than an activity together. So we were already working and function in our functionality like Familiafeliz without saying this and without any charter and anything else. So we were pushed by other people to explain what we are doing, how we are doing the things, and this motivated us to create this charter. The communication between us is very simple. We just meet sometimes. There are many reasons for this, but we have a home unit in Germany and a home unit in Spain. So we can come together here, or we can come together in Germany. And we do this 2, 3, 4 times a year, depending on other projects or on reasons to travel in Europe. And we have one annual meeting, plenum, in which we decide very important things. and the rest is just making some calls, a little bit chatting in social media, things like this. In general, I can say mostly when we communicate, the reason is a private reason, totally independent from Familiafeliz. It is not that we feel this necessity to gather every week, to have a lot of meetings about issues. We don't need to talk a lot about money. We don't need to talk a lot about interpretation of rules. So we were not sure when we started this how many, let's say, management overhead we need, how many time we have to spend on talking about organizing the community. It's very few moments. So I would say the hardcore of talking about community issues is maybe less than 10 hours a year. So the rest is just what we actually are doing, how we can help each other, how we can organize trips of movement of people, how we talk about guests, people who want to visit us in one of our places. But it's not so much overhead, and I appreciate this very much.
So that's cool. So I'm trying to think of any other questions.
Yeah, for example, if you go through this this kata,
I can't think of any more questions.
We are not native English speakers, so we had the contribution from some English guys, one from Australia, and they were able to
my Wi-Fi did something funny and I disappeared. Here I am.
Okay, so okay, so we are not native speakers. So if you have some questions about a sentence or about special things like candidates, or why we put so much effort in creating procedures about leaving the community, which is something very essential in our way. This would be also great if you have some questions in this way, but it's up to you to question.
So if we decided that we wanted to, let's say, exclude one of our members, the group plenum has the right to say, no, we can't, if they, for some reason. So if so that would mean if they would say no, they would feel in some way that our group member that we wanted to exclude was actually contributing and was a valuable member, and they wouldn't want it excluded. Is it really that much? Is that how it works? Not that I would, I mean, if we made the commitment to this group and that happened, that's fine. Like, we're adults, we understand what we're doing. But is that really how it works? Like, you could decide that a member of our group was staying because, you know, the group plenum could decide a member of our group was going to keep participating in our group, or how would that go?
Yeah, okay, so we have to divide between two options. One option is in the same group, and the other option is you create your own group. If you create your own group, you make your own process, you write down your own process, and it can be something like what you read in our group charter, but it can be also totally different, and you are independent, and we have nothing to say. Even we have nothing to say, there's no vote. If you decide the first part of the Charter is what we agree, you are in. It's not that you need the permission from anybody for this. So now the other point, if you want to be part of our group, it would make it necessary that everybody of you apply to be a member under this Charter, including the second and the third part. And all is written there, how it would be. And the reason to put it like this is that we were in a struggle in the design of this community between something which should be stable and clear, that we don't need to talk again and again and again about it. And on the other side, a kind of flexibility which gives the people different doors to enter. So you, for example, as a family, you have the option to enter in the main door, just entering the lobby and creating your own party or your own group, however you want to call it. And we have only something in common beside the first part of this, if we want, but there is no obligation for nothing. If you want to join our group, there should be a reason for doing this. So let's say some of you are highly interested in living in Europe, or living part of your time in Europe, or you are interested in having another destination you could call home. So if you are strongly interested in a decentralized solution for your own living, moving from one continent to another, then this could be an option, but this would imply that we have really something we do together, because as you read in our Charter, we can accept you as a new member only if we have any life experience with you. So if we share some projects, if we get experience of moving something like ARTSURPRISE, or like a business, or running other projects, whatever, it can be something in the future. So this is the important thing. We think that community is founded by the experience of doing something together. So we have to talk first about what we would do together, and then we could say, does it make sense to try to do this in the same group, or does it make sense to do this in two groups? Let's say two general things to this. Why we had a lot of discussions about why it made sense to implement this level of group, this layer. Not everybody was fine with this in our community. But we said, especially in such a situation like now, if you want to join in a way this movement, the maximum of independence is if you create your own rules. But if you accept the primary part, what does it mean? If somebody of your group would go to Europe and would look for a destination to stay, to start, for us it's much easier to welcome such a person because we feel it's already part of the same movement.
Yeah.
It's a kind of identification. So it's something like a VIP ticket. It's a priority line, let's say like this in new words. The other thing is, if you have a community, if you imagine you have a mansion, you have a big space, you have some guest rooms, and you receive emails from Europe, and all these people, they want to come to your space, and you receive some from Familiafeliz members in Europe. You would say, oh, maybe it's not so risky to take this guy or this woman. So this is the reason for this kind of umbrella.
Okay.
And inside the group of Familiafeliz, it is that we decided, okay, we founded this with 4 people, and we came to the conclusion it makes a lot of sense for us to find a set of rules we don't need to discuss anymore. Because we have the experience in making research about community life in Europe, that there are some design patterns again and again in these communities, which makes it very complicated to deal with the rules. So one thing is, if everybody is all the time questioned or possible to question, you have a lot of talk, and you return again and again to talk about the same things. This was not our interest, really. We wanted a smart solution. And the other thing is, and I take the sample of excluding a member, we discovered that a lot of communities, they are founded in a very emotional state of the members. They come together, they have a weekend, they have a kind of party, everybody is in a very good mode, everybody is more or less in the same age, no kids or very little kids, the sky is wide open. These people start to found a community, they implement some rules, and then they start. And on the way, they see, this person is not thinking really what I was thinking he is thinking. So on the way, they come to this moment when they say, oh no, it doesn't work really. And then it gets very awful in a lot of communities, because most of them, they have no clear rules how to exclude a member. And if you don't have these rules implemented before you start, you have a problem, because you need a kind of agreement, but the person you want to kick out will never agree in anything which makes it possible to throw him out of the community. So the thing is, you have some communities, they don't talk with each others. If one person is entering the room, the other is leaving the room. Horrible things. Even in a classical family, you can apply for divorce, or you can just leave. But in these cases, even these people, they block a lot of decisions. They are not very constructive in the democratic process of the community, and they can't get rid of such a person because they have no clear rule set how to do it. And I have some experience with some friends. They have a lot of life experience in communities, and they said, oh, would be great if we had such a commitment in the beginning. Now we stuck on having these problems without solving it. So this is the thing. So in case of your idea to think about joining this in one or in another way, I think the first or the main question is, how important for you is Europe, or how important for you is to have one feet on the ground in Europe. I think this would be the main issue. Otherwise, I don't see a reason or that it's necessary to do this.
Okay, because we can still participate in the art thing if we want to. Okay.
Yeah. Yes. This is totally independent.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. So definitely, we're going to continue thinking about everything, and as far as the community thing goes, but as far as the art surprise thing goes, I think that's something we're definitely interested in participating in. So what would be the first step? Would just be creating stuff and sending it to you guys,
so because somebody's
to be looked at.
Yeah. I think the easiest way is we exchange some information by mail about dimension and technical stuff. Then you prepare some samples, maybe one or two, or each of you just one piece as a sample to talk about. And then we make another session like this session. You show me what you would like to publish under this umbrella ARTSURPRISE, and I prepare some other stories and stuff what was already published and why we decided to publish this. So then we have one other session. Maybe your sister is joining, and then we have the opportunity to talk about this, because also this is a nice thing for having a video about this process, because also this is part of a lot of talks in the year with new artists. How to join this, what is appropriate, and what are technical challenges, what can be inside the box, what is not allowed. For example, there are some things, obviously, you could put them in the box. It's not dangerous, but it's not allowed to do this. For example, seeds. Seeds for plants. No, it's nothing toxic, nothing bad, but you need a special permission to sell seeds. And if you don't have this permission, you are not allowed to do this. And there are some other things to talk about. So we can exchange this first by mail, and then we make another appointment.
Sure.
Sounds great.
If you have beside your sister another artist, especially someone also interested in setting up a network of some machines in a region in America, would be also nice to have this person on board. Because I can talk a little bit about the reality having such machines running. So one basic thing for me as an artist is, if you try to promote your artwork, you discover that it's maybe 70% communication and promotion, 20% working on the artwork, and 10% for the rest. Storing, documentation, mostly you do not in a proper way because you don't feel you have time enough. So the problem is that you waste a lot of time by moving, talking with people, and I appreciate a lot that this chat is now about 1 hour. I did some money with art in this hour because for sure there was somebody in one of the places in front of one of these machines, and he decided to take the chance, and he bought something. So I'm totally free to talk with you. And this is something which is not usual for an artist, that something happen if he's not working very strong on making something happen. So this is another thing why I like this project, because the machine is talking for me. I don't need to talk all the time in front of somebody. Okay, so thank you. I will stop this, and we see. Yeah, we make an appointment and we will announce it. I stop now the broadcast.
Okay.
Okay.